everybody, and welcome to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be testing out some viral / TikTok makeup. A lot of us have seen a lot of these products on TikTok and always end up super confused. I don't know if that happens to you, but that definitely happens to me all the time. I see 60-second reviews and I'm lost. Like, you didn't tell me all the details. You didn't tell me what primer, you didn't tell me anything. So in today's video, we're going to be testing out a lot of these products. Some of them I've had for a while. I've been playing with them, and some of them are first impression. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I did this makeup using those products, and I'm going to be letting you know whether or not they're worth the hype. Because it's not necessarily the price tag. A lot of these products are drugstore, but they're really hyped up to the point that I had to go to multiple freaking Targets to get some of these products. If you're excited about this video, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time I post. And now, without further ado, let's get started. I have my basket ready with all the products that TikTok has made me want to try it. The first thing that we're going to start is obviously primer, and this one is by Nyx. This is the Marshmallow Primer. This is a primer that it's supposed to smooth, soften, and extend the makeup wear for up to 16 hours. Evens out tone, minimizes texture, blurs line, adds a focused finish, and keeps makeup fresh. 100% vegan formula, and there is no silicones. You can use it alone or you can use it underneath foundation. This one retails for $17, and the thing with NYX is that sometimes their products are okay in price, but there's other times that they're a little up there. A lot of the TikToks that I've seen is how it smooths out the skin. So that was one of the main reasons why I really wanted to try it. So when you squeeze it out, this is what it looks like. It has a very nice consistency. It does have a little bit of that candy type of scent. What I found very funny is that when you look it up on their website, they have photos of like before and after, and you could clearly see that the models have foundation. It doesn't say that they just have the primer on its own, but I think it is a little bit deceiving when they show things like that. So it does feel very hydrating. Like I said, I've tried it with a few other foundations, and I like the way that it makes my skin feel. In fact, I find it that is very similar to the Tatcha Silk Canvas liquid version. Let me show you guys what it looks like in the iPhone camera. I personally don't find that there is such a big of a difference. It is a nice hydrating primer, but I don't think that it blurs the pores and it's gonna do all that stuff that 16-hour wear. Like, it hasn't. Like, I tried it with other foundations, like I said, and I did find it that it's very nourishing. But if you have oily or combination skin, maybe this one is just gonna be kind of like a hydrator and not necessarily gonna blur every single pore. The next product that I have here is this one by e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Camel Cc Cream. This is supposed to be color correcting, full coverage, natural finish. It has collagen, peptides, and acetamide. It also have an SPF 30. I have mine in the shade Light 210N. When this product came out, the internet went crazy. A lot of people were talking about it. A lot of people were comparing it to the It Cosmetics CC Cream. I actually have never tried that CC Cream, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if in fact is a dupe. In the back, it says that apply 1 to 2 pumps of the CC Cream on clean skin using the e.l.f. Complexion Duo Brush, which I do have. You can wear as a moisturizer and full coverage foundation depending on your needs. Apply 15 minutes before sun exposure and reapply at least every 2 hours. So that's kind of like the SPF side of things. I tried this in my Instagram, and I did save the stories on my profile in case you guys are interested of the first impression and how I wore the first time. I will link it in the description box. But for today's video, I am gonna try half of my face with the brush and the other half with the e.l.f. sponge. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this sponge, but I do want to test it out with this foundation. We could be dancing in the stars, we could be floating on away. As long as I'm safely in your arms, and it don't really matter where we stay. Cause space makes me sad. Cause space you get a ton of coverage whether you use it with the brush or with the sponge. I feel like you get the same exact amount of coverage. I did notice that it does look a little bit dewier on the side that I use the sponge, but since the sponge is dampened, well, that kind of like adds that little bit of moisture. But other than that, it feels very, very lightweight. It's definitely sticky, so you do have to make sure that you set it with a powder or let it sit for a little bit. If you have very, very dry skin, I think you would love a product like this because it is very hydrating. It does feel very lightweight on the skin. If you don't want as much coverage as me, you could definitely use a smaller amount. I did use 1 pump per side, plus I apply a little bit in my cheeks only because I wanted to show you how buildable it is. But in case that you don't like that much coverage, you can definitely share it out. If you have very oily skin, you can also use this product. The only thing that I would recommend is using a very mattifying primer and obviously setting it with a powder. For concealer, bronzer, and that stuff, I don't have anything that went viral, so I am gonna use my Wet n Wild concealers. I did talk about this in my recent video. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it up here and also on the description box. These concealers are really, really good. And I am gonna be using my e.l.f. sponge. For contour, I'm gonna be using my Jordana Sculpt and Go contour stick.
Looking from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more. Lay me down behind the moon, tell me you'll be on real soon. I don't wanna wait no more.
Wow, that contour blended out very nicely on top of the foundation. It didn't break apart. That is a really good thing because normally I have to be careful whenever I use any cream contour on top of foundation because some foundations tend to be a little bit delicate. But this one was so easy. It blended out so beautiful, so that is a plus. For blush, I went to 5 different Targets to try to find the famous, I think they're called Putty Blushes by e.l.f. and I couldn't find them. They were like all sold out everywhere. So I ended up picking up this one by Meybelline. This is the Chick Kiss Cream Blush in the shade 110 Nude Kiss. So I'm gonna apply it with the sponge and see how it applies. If not, I'll go back and apply it with a brush. Wow!
I don't wanna wait no more.
To set the under eye, I'm gonna be using my favorite Benefit powder. This is the Boing Under Eye setting powder. And to set the rest of the face, I'm gonna be using the Covergirl True Blend Minerals Loose Setting Powder. For bronzer, I'm gonna be using this one by Morphe. This is the Glamabronze Face and Body Bronzer. For highlight, I'm gonna be using this one by Revlon, and this one is the Skin Light Prismatic highlighter in the shade 202 Twilight Gleam. And for brows, I have these 2 products by NYX. The first one is the Brow Glue in transparent. Style brow hairs and set into place, non-sticky with a precise pulley for easy applicator. Essentially, this is just kind of like a brow glue or something that it's gonna really make your brows stay in place. This is what the product looks like. It looks just like a gel, and you can actually squeeze it out. Now, if you follow me for a while, you probably know that I really enjoy that kind of like laminated brow effect. My favorite product is this one by Makeup Revolution, Sub Styler. That's what I normally use. I use it all the time. I have a full tutorial on how I do my brows in case you guys are interested. Now, along with this one, there's also the Lift and Snatch. This is the Brow Tint Pen, and I got it in the shade Espresso. Micro brush tip delivers precise hair-like strokes to fill and define the brows. I normally do use a brow pen. Over time, I've tested a lot of them, so I was very excited when I saw that NYX came out with one. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply the glue, and it's a very like weird, strange looking glue. And then I'm gonna press some the same way that I would do it with my other product. It looks pretty good. Now the question is it gonna last? Because a lot of the products that I've tested out normally, like at first they look very promising, but 2-3 hours in, my brows are all over the place. So we shall see. If it looks a little lighter, like a little white, that's because I had foundation underneath. I do have to say, like, for example, on the side that it's already dried out, it doesn't stay up as my regular soap would. As soon as you start moving your face and whatnot, you start seeing how they obviously unstick from where you put them, because at first they did look like they were gonna stay in place, and it's actually very, like, you touch them and they're not sticky or anything like that. They feel very natural. So if you already have really nice brows and you just want something to brush them through so that it gives like a nice groomed effect, I think it's fine. But if you're like me that like that very kind of like a microbladed effect, that you want your brows hair to stay in one place and not move throughout the day, this product won't be for you, because as you guys could see, especially on this side, you could see how like little by little my brows are going like as far as calling it brow glue, I don't think this is a brow glue. I think this is just a regular brow gel. I'm pretty sure you guys could see. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of my soap. Okay, so I just apply a tiny bit just to kind of like hope that they stay in place, since they are mixed with the brow glue. So now we're gonna go with the brow pen. Now these markers normally look a little bit darker when you first apply them, but as they dry down in a more soft. The brush on this one is actually very nice. It's very, very thin, and it doesn't give me those little dots when you are applying it. I really do enjoy the pen. I really like the way my brows turned out. So now I'm gonna do my eye makeup and I'll be right back. I got inspired by this photo right here. Obviously, I'm not as talented as Patrick Ta, but I was very inspired. I just used my Busy Art palette, and then for the eyeliner, I use this Eye Chrome Matte and Metal Liquid Shadow from Makeup Revolution. You could get this at Ulta, and I used it with a tiny liner brush. This one is by Morphe, and this is the M250. So now we're going to be testing out the viral Maybelline Sky High Mascara. Now, this has been everywhere, like everywhere. And you see all these videos where like girls go from having no lashes to having this. So I am very curious. I do have very small lashes. They are a little bit curly, not super curly. This is what it looks like when you open it up. Oh. This is the wand. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it pretty much everywhere. I did notice that this one is actually very similar to the Bad Girl Bang. This is what the wand looks like. Both of them are rubbery. Benefit ones, the little bristles are a little bit shorter and a little bit closer together, whereas the one from Maybelline, they're a lot longer and they are very separated. Okay, this is one coat, and honestly, I do feel like it lifted and it separated my lashes. They look a little bit longer, so it did add length. I didn't notice that it added a lot of volume, so I'm gonna apply a little bit more. I'm gonna get rid of the excess on the top. Wow, I didn't curl my lashes or anything, but I'm pretty sure you guys can see my lashes look very lifted, and I'm guessing that has to do with the fact that the bristles are very, very tiny, so it really lets you get in there and kind of push them up. Obviously, the more that you apply, you do start to see a little like clumps at the end of the lash, but it looks pretty good. Just because I'm so curious, I'm gonna try this one in my other eye. I just want to see if there's a difference. I really do enjoy this mascara. Okay, so this is what it looks like. The Benefit definitely gives me a little bit more volume, but the Maybelline gives you more length. I do feel like the Maybelline kind of like lifted my lashes a little bit more. This one looks a little bit more clumpy. Depending on what you're looking for, the Maybelline is actually pretty good. I think I would use the Maybelline more as a layering mascara, so I'll probably use something to give me volume, and then I go on with that one just to kind of like lift my lashes. So I'm gonna try that right now. Can you see how it kept the volume, but it definitely lifted my lash a lot more? So this side definitely looks very clumpy due to I already had other mascara. So I'm going to go back with a little brush to clean it up. And then I'm going to add just a tiny bit more on this side just to see if I can add a little bit of that volume. Now I have one eye that looks pretty intense and the other one that looks very lengthy. So if you already have really full lashes, I think you will love this. I think the hype is worth it if you have very full lashes. For me, like I said, I do like the effect that it gives my lashes on this eye. So this one is definitely a layering mascara for me personally. So I'm just gonna grab one of these little like lash brush thingies to kind of get rid of some of these clumps. Okay, so now we're going to test out the last product that I have here, and this is by NYX. And everybody went nuts about this product because apparently it's like literally life resistant. You can wear it with a mask, it doesn't transfer, and it gives you a very nice shiny effect. One thing I did have to mention is that I did a swatch earlier and I cannot get it off. I scrubbed it, I used makeup remover, and I even took a shower and it didn't come off. So this means that it's definitely gonna stain your lips and it's gonna last a very, very long time. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little afraid to try it on my lips because I'm scared that it's not gonna come off. But for the sake of this video, I am gonna try it. This one was another product that I had to go to multiple places because I just couldn't find it anywhere. All the nice colors obviously were sold out, and the other ones that were left, it was this fuchsia, a purple, and a blue, and I was not gonna do blue. I am gonna light my lips only because I don't want to make any mistakes, especially since it is very, very long wearing. So I'm gonna use this lip liner by e.l.f. and I think this one was part of the Paradise collection. The lip liner is a little darker than I thought, but it's not a big deal. We're gonna put the lip thing on top. So as it dries down, it starts to feel a little bit sticky. So now I'm gonna apply the gloss. This is what it looks like. I wouldn't use these lips with these eyes only because it's a little matchy matchy. I mean, if you don't mind the whole matchy matchy, well, I think it's cute, but I personally wouldn't. Well, maybe I would. Now that I look at it in the camera, it doesn't look as crazy as I think it does in my mind. When you apply the gloss or like the shiny side of it, it doesn't feel like a regular gloss. It actually feels like if you're applying oil on top. It feels comfortable on the lips, and once it dries, it doesn't transfer. What? I wash one of my masks. It's clean on both sides. What? You are able to see a tiny bit of, especially like the foundation, you're able to tell a little bit. Let me show you guys with my phone because I feel like the slides always are doing something. This is what it looks like. You do have a tiny bit. You have more of the foundation, but this is amazing. Look at this. No wonder why this freaking product sold. So I'm gonna try and see how easy or how hard it is to remove this product, because apparently it's like the wonder product. So I use a makeup removing wipe and I'm gonna see if I'm able to get it off. Okay, it did stain my lips a little bit, but I was able to get it off. I think that the reason why this came off, and it did stain my lips a little, but I think that it came off fast because I didn't have it on for that long. In my arm, I scrubbed it and I'm sure you guys could still see it. It's right here and it's not coming off. So the longer that you have it, it is gonna stain your lips a little bit, so just be careful. I did apply a little bit of my favorite setting spray, this one by Farsali, which is why my skin looks a little bit glowy. Don't think it's the foundation. I just wanted to throw that out there. So let's start with the foundation itself. So this one by e.l.f., the CC Cream, I have tried it. Like I said, I did a first impression on my Instagram. I'll link it on the description box, and I have tried it a few times after that, and I really do enjoy it. I think it's a really good CC cream, but honestly, for me, this is a full-on foundation. If you ask me, the coverage is really good. You could definitely share it out. You can build it up. It lasts a very, very long time on the skin. The first time I tried it, although it lasted a very long time, I didn't think it lasts as long as it lasts with other primers that I own. The one that I prefer is the one by Too Faced, the peach primer. That one tends to be a little bit more mattifying, especially in my T-zone, and I noticed that it lasts a very long time. Overall, it's a really, really good foundation. As far as the price goes, for e.l.f. it's definitely more expensive than the regular products. I have to say that, because when you think of the drugstore, you think anything under $15, and this one, it's pretty high up there. It's actually even more expensive than some of the Physicians Formula products, which are the ones that tend to be a little bit more pricey at the drugstore. I would definitely recommend you getting it either at Target or Walmart, because they tend to be a little bit less expensive. And if you are able to get your hands on a coupon, I would definitely recommend you to do so that way you don't have to pay the full on $14. But other than that, I think it's a beautiful, beautiful product. It goes on very smoothly, and like I said, people with oily skin, people from dry skin, I think it's very, very versatile. So this one is definitely worth the TikTok hype. The next product is the primer. Now, this primer, I didn't notice a big difference in my pores. I didn't notice that it helped my makeup last a lot longer. I have tried this with many other foundations, and it's an okay product. I don't think it's definitely worth the hype or the price tag. I think that for the drugstore, this is a very, very expensive primer, $17. It's pretty up there, so I think there are other better alternatives at the drugstore. The Impossible primer that I tried in my Wet n Wild video, that one is a lot better than this one, and that one is $5. So yeah, this one, no, I wouldn't recommend it. The next products are the brow products. Now, the brow glue, this is not a brow glue. Like, no, I'm sorry, but when you tell me that it's a brow glue, you are telling me that it's gonna keep my hairs in place. Like, nothing, it's gonna move it. And honestly, I didn't think that was the case. I actually tested this out yesterday and the day before that. It didn't hold, it didn't, no, my brows, I think that this is just a brow gel. I don't think this is a brow glue. I don't think this is for those of us that really want that maximum hold. This is not it. And I did try to give him a first shot, and I tried it today with no foundation, because sometimes foundation tend to interfere with the power of the gel. But no, as you guys can see, at first when it's wet, it does look like it's gonna stay, but when it starts to dry down, you start seeing how the little hairs really like start coming down and stuff. So yeah, no, it's not the fact that I had foundation. I think that if you have very nice full brows and you just want something to comb them, make them look a little bit more groomed, I think that it's okay. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't make your brows feel very hard. So I think for that, it's good. But for those of us that are looking for that microbladed look, those brows that are nothing's gonna move it, I don't think that's it. I continue to stick to my regular soap brows. Yeah, this one is no. I was very excited because when you say glue, I was expecting a glue. Now, the pen, on the other hand, the pen is really, really nice. I'm actually working on a top 5 brow pens, and this one is included. I have tested out pretty much all the brow pens in the market, so I am excited for that video. This one definitely made it to the top 5. It's a really good product. It does last a very long time. I love the tip on it. I love it that it's a brush. It's very, very fine, as you guys can see. It's very easy to draw the hairs on the brow, and this one is definitely recommended. I also like that they have a lot of different shades, and the shades don't just focus on one side of the spectrum. I think they have a wide variety, so that's another thing that I really enjoy. Next, the mascara. This mascara, it's really good. I really did enjoy it. Definitely worth the hype. I don't think that it adds a lot of volume. I do think that it lengthens and it lifts your lashes. So if that's something that you're looking for, I would definitely recommend this mascara. It looks very nice. I would update you and let you know whether or not it flakes or it wears kind of funny. But so far it's looking really good, and I actually do enjoy the way that it looks paired with other mascara. And finally, the lip product. This one, it's really, really good. It's very, very transfer resistant. It's also very long wearing. It lasted in my arm a very long time, even after I took a shower. So yeah, this one definitely recommended. I am just gonna wait until they restock on all the other shades, because I would definitely be picking them up. I really want to get my hands on that red product, because normally reds are kind of scary, and the fact that this one would hold for such a long time, that would be the perfect red. But yeah, this one I really did enjoy it. I think it's definitely worth the hype. If you find a color that really suits you or that you really enjoy, I think this would be amazing, especially if you have to be wearing the mask, putting it on, taking it off. I hope this video was helpful in case you wanted to know about those products. I know sometimes with those 60-second TikToks, it's really hard to get all the details on them and whether or not they work. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. I've been there. It's 9 p.m. and I said, I'm gonna go to sleep early. Then I go on TikTok, and it turns to be 3 in the morning. Like, seriously, I want a freaking air fryer.